Hello everyone, welcome back. Just gonna go ahead and get this replay started. Medevacs now moving out, so those medevacs gonna go ahead and do a quick scan, a single photon cannon in position, so those medevacs quickly gonna avoid it and now try to drop into position. An Immortal sees this, dropping into those positions. That single Marauder is gonna see better days as it's gonna quickly get focused down. Probes now coming off the line, and those probes going to be able to just really finish off the rest of those Marines. No Stalkers, only a couple Sentries, and Jump able to escape with some of his units. Taking a look back over here, taking a look at the income. The FirstAndLast's income obviously lowered just because he had to force and move all these probes off of those mineral lines. Taking a look at this, a very, very large number of probes here. It's beyond saturation. And now also having a forge, probably going to transfer as many probes as he can towards this natural expansion, as he's still producing probes. He's no longer producing probes, but he does in fact have full energy on that chrono boost from that Nexus. Taking a look at the robotics facility and these warp gates, one of the things that Protoss players should be aware of, actually coming back over here, okay, nothing much, scanner sweep, trying to take down that Dark Templar, so Dark Templar getting taken down. There is a probe over here and a pylon, so pylon able to warp onto that high ledge, this really small position over here. Jump realizing this, going to go ahead and shoot down that last pylon. So very nice attempt at a Dark Templar rush. Immortal is now going to be coming in, perhaps trying to take down this orbital command, a large army of Hellions and a single turret in order to offer some detection. So in comes these Immortals, in come those Sentries, but there are medevacs in the air, and those Marines are going to be able to really push that attack back. Taking a look back once again, FirstAndLast doing the same exact trick again, trying to perhaps drop some more Dark Templars into position, wanting to be able to drop those down as quickly as possible. FirstAndLast now moving out some of those probes in order to start mining. Taking a look at those units, they may be coming up into the high yield mineral, or they may be just coming down to their natural expansion. Once again, I wanted to talk about Chrono Boost and Warp Gates. Someone had told me that whenever you use Chrono Boost on a Warp Gate, it actually slows down the cooldown, or it speeds up the cooldown. Oh, coming back over here, we already have some Hellions quickly coming across the Nexus over here, so this Nexus taking some damage. The Nexus gonna get cancelled, and now this pylon is just at the mercy of these Hellions. Hellions do not have any upgrades, so not doing that additional damage against light, but obviously that pylon is not light, it is an armored structure. Taking a look over here, a couple Sentries, a couple Immortals. Those Sentries most likely going to be used in order to give additional armor towards those range units, so making those Immortals much stronger against Marauders and against Marines, making it very difficult to take down. But Ghost Academy now in play, so taking a look at this, what is this? I heard something, but I didn't see anything. We're going to go ahead and take down this proxy pylon once again. FirstAndLast losing another proxy pylon, and that was just set up over there in order to try to warp in additional Stalkers. But yeah, trying to use Chrono Boost on these cooldowns, very nice ability to try to warp in more units if you in fact need to mass up more units. Hellions now being used by Jump very effectively. They're just trying to move around that map. Observer FirstAndLast still trying to do some additional scouting over here. Taking a look, do not see any siege tanks yet. No tech labs on a factory. We have what, quadruple barracks, double starport, or a starport with a reactor core, and now double factory. Coming down over here, Hellions now being Hellions massing up. Tech lab now going down for Jump. So Jump now going to be able to produce those siege tanks, and perhaps a Thor if he decides to build an armory. Immortal is now trying to run into position. There's too many units up on that ramp, so those Hellions would not be able to sneak into this position. Still a fair number of probes over here, so a large number of probes sitting over here. And now using that Chrono Boost once again. Where is he using that Chrono Boost charge? Cannot tell. More gateways coming in from FirstAndLast. So the Protoss ability to macro a lot of units is just really strong. SCV from Jump trying to keep track of this Zelnaga watchtower. Hellions now still moving around the map, and an additional SCV moving out and putting down a missile turret. So that missile turret going down first, perhaps to try to push back any additional scouts. Immortals and Sentries now in this position in order to try to guard this high yield mineral sitting over here. Jump does in fact have an SCV over here, so he is in fact able to see this. Taking a look, we have a large army of Marine Marauders and Medevacs now moving out. Armory has been upgraded, so level 1 vehicle upgrades. Taking a look, are we in fact going for Hellions or Thors or none of the above? Taking a look at the production, don't see any units being really upgraded. Now taking a look at the amulet gives the ability, what is that? Down over here, it gives a High Templar the ability to start off with 75 energy, as any Protoss player knows 75 energy is the amount you need for a High Templar to cast Psystorm. Oh, nice EMP, hitting a lot of those Immortals. Immortals now just going to be forced to run away, taking a lot of that damage. Hellions now trying to run in as well. Stim on those units, going to be able to just focus and torch the rest of these. Another Psystorm, though. Psystorm hitting a lot of those Marines. So it's a Psystorm versus EMP battle. Medevac now trying to come in as well, trying to heal up the rest of those units. A lot of energy on that Medevac. Going to go ahead and take down that Archon. Archon getting taken down, but another Psystorm. So 2 Psystorms once again blocking back that rest of that attack. Very, very nicely done. So taking a look at that High Templar. High Templars automatically come out with 75 energy. That gives them the ability to warp in and then do a Psystorm immediately. So that's one of those things that when you're playing against a Protoss player to be aware of. A proxy pylon could mean 4 seconds later you could see a High Templar and a Psystorm just taking down so many of your units. Unfortunately, the maximum energy of a High Templar is still at 200, so all that really does is it gives them the ability for 25 starting off energy. Taking a look over here, we have a single Archon. Archon dealing 28 plus 11 versus biological, so dealing a massive 40 damage versus any of those biological units. And of course, these SCVs, these Marines, these Marauders are all biological. Taking a look at the other keywords, it is only psionic. So what that also means is those Hellions do not get any damage bonuses. Those Marauders do not get any damage bonus. And those Archons are going to be very difficult to take down. It will take effectively 4 EMP shockwaves in order to remove all the shields of an Archon, as it no longer completely destroys all of those shields any longer. Archon now trying to come in, Medevac's coming in as well. Psystorm hitting a lot of those units, very nicely done. Psystorm now hitting off some of his own units as well. Siege, another EMP, so that Archon down to 104 energy. Now trying to fight back even for the Immortals, losing the rest of that energy as well. Archon trying to be warped in, but that Archon will get taken down before he's able to warp in any more units. Psystorm, 2 Psystorms hitting down and taking down the rest of those units. Very nicely done, as that Archon is now warping in and those units are going to be forced to push back out. A very nice proxy pylon sitting off in that position. That additional 25 starting energy, just so critical at this stage in the game, being able to essentially warp in Psystorm anywhere around the map. Taking a look, Orbital Command still has full energy, should probably be trying to scan these islands. We have a fair amount of ghosts right now. Taking a look at the unit count, is it just 2 that happen to be right there? Yeah, it's 2 ghosts. Marines do in fact have that combat shield, so that combat shield will in fact enable them to heal up a little bit more. SCVs trying to repair those medevacs as well, so these SCVs just repairing back up, not using that auto repair, as those medevacs once again moving back out. Hellions now moving out. Unfortunately, we already have a proxy pylon coming in position. Planetary Fortress trying to fight back. SCV is going to try to repair this, and that Planetary Fortress is going to get a lot of kills. Just being able to shoot down the rest of these units, and wow, this is not a very, very good fight. But Psystorm, incoming Psystorm, and those SCVs taking a lot of that damage, unable to continue to repair, as they, taking so much damage. Templar getting 11 kills right there, and still getting more kills. So wow, this Planetary Fortress getting taken down by essentially Psystorm. Planetary Fortress trying to finish off the rest of this fight. We have some medevacs overhead, and those Marines now trying to push in. Medevacs not close to those units. More Psystorm coming in, dealing a lot of damage towards these units. And at this stage in the game, I still have no idea who's going to really take this. Last Archon being left behind, and that Archon will be destroyed. Jump with essentially no more energy on those medevacs. Those medevacs need to once again recharge that energy as quickly as possible. Or sorry, one of them still has a fair amount. Sorry, they were just trying to run around trying to heal. Marauders upgraded to 2. Taking a look at the upgrades. Probes are no upgrades on those probes, so no shield upgrades. I need to find a unit. Come on, find. Okay, so here comes a Dark Templar. Dark Templar doing a 55 damage. So if it wasn't for the armor upgrades of those Marines, the Dark Templar would be able to single swipe a Marine. So that armor upgrade, very, very critical. Needs to get level 3 weapon upgrades. Is he getting for it? No, not getting that weapon 3. Getting the level 2 armor or level 1 armor upgrades at this stage in the game. The Dark Templar is still just running in. Ghost standing close by, trying to take down that Ghost, and gonna go ahead and be revealed. Down it goes. A single EMP shockwave would have also revealed it, as EMP does reveal cloaked and I believe burrowed units. Zealots now being warped in as well. First and last sitting on very, very low amount of minerals, and anyways, also Jump sitting on a high amount of gas. Should consider building some Ravens. Ravens would be fairly effective at this stage in the game. Just trying to what auto turrets. Stay tuned for part 3 or part 3 of this, what I expect to be a 5-part replay here on Desert Oasis.